So I wanted to take a moment to address self-help forums. First off, there's a couple very good communities, very helpful communities of self-help folks that are out there. People just like you going through this process and sharing their experiences. Sites like visacommunity.com or Visa Journey. And just to touch on Visa Journey, we have worked with their owners for years. And we're even an endorsed service on their site. We love Visa Journey. There are tons of very helpful people in that community, and I truly think that they simply want to help and make their experiences useful to others. Many of our customers are members of that community and others, and contribute to those as well. However, there's a small offshoot of people, very small, who really just don't believe people should pay for a service like RapidVisa for whatever reason. And they tend to attack anyone who's using RapidVisa. These comments you should take for a grain of salt, especially since these people haven't used us. So I don't think they're really adding much to the conversation, but the point is, these folks simply don't understand what we offer, what we do. I wish they'd swing by our office here in Vegas, see our people, how passionately we work. We all have families, we get up each day, we go to work, we change people's lives. I wish they'd see that we take great pride in the fact that we've helped over 40,000 families reunite in the US, all for a fraction of the price of an attorney. So if you have a lot of free time, you're very legal savvy, you're a do-it-yourself type of person, and you want to save a few $100 by doing it yourself, hey, more power to you. But there's no shame in hiring RapidVisa to unload the bulk of this burden for a low flat fee, just so you know you have someone to call who's on your side, who's done this 40,000 times. One thing to be careful about reading these forums, information on them tends to be outdated. In fact, there's a lot of outdated information being perpetuated still. So be sure to not only check the date of the post, but check their source, the date of the source that person is referring to, because a lot of that stuff is outdated. This stuff is changing constantly. It's changing week over week, not just year over year. So some of these people, they think they're being helpful because the way they did it over a year or two ago was one way, that it's still that way. It's simply not true. In fact, a ton of things have changed in the last year and even in the last few months. And in a couple months from now, they'll still be changing. So just keep in mind that most of these people have only been through this process one time. Our agents here have been through this process 40,000 plus times. In fact, we've already helped 7,000 plus people this year in 2018 so far. And we have 50 plus people whose full-time job is to have our ear to the ground with immigration changes, be on top of these changes 7 days a week. We're constantly helping thousands of people through this process. This is what we do full-time. So just understand, when you're hiring us, you're paying us for this up-to-date knowledge. My two major points are: one, be wary of outdated information, and two, most people on these sites have only done this process one time, so be sure to back up their claims from multiple sources to make sure you're not led astray.
If you found this video useful, it would mean a lot to us if you could hit the like button and comment below to let us know what you think. You can also ask your own immigration questions in the comments below. If you want to make sure not to miss any of our future videos, we invite you to subscribe here on YouTube and be sure to click the notification icon so you can be alerted whenever we publish a new video. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, where you can watch our regular immigration Q&A live streams.